The foundation phase in education plays an important role in shaping a child's learning abilities and develops a lifelong curiosity for more knowledge. Throughout the recent years, the implementation of an inquiry-based approach has earned precipice as an effective teaching strategy. In this essay, we will discuss the nature and importance of using the inquiry-based approach in the foundation phase in both teaching and learning. In the book Early Childhood and Development by Fleer, we learn that the inquiry-based approach is based on the belief that each child is a natural scientist. They learn better when they engage in the exploration of their environment. This approach acknowledges that children are naturally inquisitive and are able to construct their understanding of the world around them. As a teacher, it is important to encourage hands-on experience by asking open-ended questions to promote critical thinking among the children. This will also help to build the children's problem-solving skills and lifelong learning skills. An important idea when using this approach is to use the children's prior experience as well as their interest to guide the child's learning process. In the lesson that I had done in part B of this assignment, I used the 5A model as my approach. In the engage phase, I used prior knowledge when starting the lesson. I encouraged the children to feel the items in front of them, engaging their senses. In the explore phase, I worked with the children by allowing them to do the work on their own while I guided them. I used simple terms such as making a bed for the seed, as it would make more sense for the children. In the explain phase, I allowed the children to talk about their activity through a group discussion. In the elaborate phase, I created a picture for them and I asked them open-ended questions to encourage them to think about different ways that they would plant their seeds and what tools they would use. Lastly, in the evaluate phase, I made the children draw up a checklist to help them keep track of the plant's growth as well as how often they water the plant. This will allow the children to observe what happens when their plants are cared for, and it also teaches the children responsibility and encourages more learning to take place. By embracing an approach that has been centered around the children, I was able to understand how to structure a lesson that would arouse their curiosity. In my experience as a student teacher, I had found that the children had enjoyed being outdoors and lessons that took place outside the classroom. In the school that I had done my teaching practice in, the schoolwork was not centered around the child, but rather a way to get the child to reach their milestones quickly. This tended to make the children bored and they would get very noisy, and therefore my mentor would reprimand them. Before I had done my official lesson plans, I was allowed to take over lessons and plan certain lessons for the children so that I had gotten used to teaching them and they had gotten used to me. One of the lessons that I had done with the children was based on water. I had given each child 2 cups that were filled with water. Then I had given each child 2 different colors of powder paint that my mentor had. I taught the class about how water is clear but will change color if you add something to it, and I allowed the children to test that theory. They had all enjoyed this work as it was different from what they were used to. I used the explore phase widely when doing this lesson. I found that the children were eager to answer questions and contribute what they thought was valuable to the lesson. The reason why implementing the inquiry-based approach is important is because it aligns with the cognitive developmental needs of the children. Young learners have a lot of wonder about the world around them, and this approach helps them to learn and understand it better. This creates a love for learning and creates a proper foundation for any future academic pursuits. Another reason is that it promotes critical thinking and problem-solving skills, which is needed throughout their lives for various situations. It promotes the learners to think out of the box and come up with fast yet simple solutions. The inquiry-based approach also creates a sense of ownership in their academic journeys. This helps the children foster positive emotions towards learning, and it motivates them to delve into deeper levels of engagement. It also improves the child's communication skills in both academic and personal lives. To conclude this essay, I would like to say that by adopting the inquiry-based approach, teachers can help their learners develop better and enjoy their schooling careers. This provides a positive environment for the children and encourages them to participate in classroom activities. As a teacher, when you embrace the child's curiosity, you are able to do your best when planning your lessons, and you ensure that you are able to fulfill their little minds and allow them to take in as much knowledge as possible, and thus allowing them to have fun in the process. This is important because it helps the learners develop better, and it creates critical thinkers that are always excited for the next day of school. The children will learn to communicate better and process information in a way that is more comfortable for them. By implementing this approach, we as educators lay a strong foundation for a child's academic and personal growth, and we give them a sense of ownership and belonging.